Can a brief intervention by a senior citizen, Ravi Prasad Shukla, be made?
I suppose a brief intervention will be in order.
This august court, this revered jury, seem to have attributed all the ills of a 5,000-year-old civilization to some trifling TV channels.
To clarify matters, may I seek the court's permission to pose a few questions to those present in the public gallery?
We shall be honored. Permission granted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are a deep-rooted and highly evolved civilization. But a certain anti-intellectualism and lack of sensitivity seem to have gripped our minds. Issues that matter are brushed under the carpet and not discussed. Let me give you an example from your times. The recent murder of a black American, George Floyd, by the police generated a debate in the United States and around the world on a scale unknown in the history of popular movements as well as intellectual engagement. The issue of race supremacy, the role of imperialism, colonialism in this matter is all being discussed endlessly. But important basic issues are not discussed here in India because certain people find them sensitive or have some vested interests to keep them under wraps. My submission is that this crisis is an opportunity to discuss our positives and negatives openly. Shuklaji, my guess is that ever since the Muslims left, your singular anxiety has been about you and other upper caste groups losing power to the lower castes, OBCs, Dalits and Adivasis. Let me ask you pointedly, Shuklaji, if a Dalit entered your house wearing his shoes, would it not disturb you?
Yes, something like that happened and I was disturbed.
You were disturbed because you believe that only upper caste men can step into your house wearing footwear.
That is correct.
Would you call that attitude democratic?
This is our sanskar, our tradition.
Is it democratic to make this kind of discrimination?
But these are ancient traditions.
What if traditions are in conflict with democratic principles as well as the Indian Constitution? Which must prevail?
What can I say?
The issue is quite stark. If we value traditions which differentiate between one human being and the other, then a secular constitution which guarantees equality will be incompatible with your traditions. Isn't that the implication of what you're saying? Have I interpreted you accurately?
Janab Amir Khusro, are you saying that democracy and tradition are incompatible?
Not at all. Traditions are the bricks on which a society stands. But when tradition grades people, then we are not being democratic. What is apartheid? Apartheid means discrimination on the basis of race and color. In South Africa, apartheid was institutionalized. There was a parliament, but only whites contested the seats. The whites had their mansions in the fanciest part of a city like Johannesburg. The blacks, who were in an overwhelming numerical majority, lived in Soweto, a relatively run-down black township. In India, the differences run deeper. Although nothing has been institutionalized, there is no law that says a Dalit or a Muslim cannot build a house in an upper caste colony. But a Dalit does not build a house in that colony because that is tradition. Shuklaji, your basic fear is that you will lose power now that the Muslims are gone. The triangular and multi-cornered political game has been simplified in this equation. 70% of India's Hindus are backward castes, and Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and the trading community together add up to only 30%. Reduced to a numerical minority, the upper castes will lose power. Is this not your fear, Shuklaji?
There are many personal beliefs which in our tradition are not discussed in public.
That is the crux of the matter. They must be discussed.
I am afraid we cannot change overnight.
I know nothing can change overnight.